skills. They are very supportive on a professional level, but at the same time, you can feel that personal touch. They care about you not because that's what they do, but because it's who they are. And I think that's a rare quality that you can find in a consultancy, and you can really see it in the way they work with you. Sure, I already did. I mean, why would I doing something so good, right? If you're looking for a strong support system and very excellent in admin skills, then Kanata is the right education consultancy for you. Physical setup of classes, but really and deep down in my heart, I really want to experience being immersed in Canada's culture. I believe that will stretch my mind.
So, kumusta naman yung experience nyo with Kanata Education, syempre? Tinulungan
alam mo, in all honesty, sobrang laking tulong sa amin ng Kanata kasi step by step, yung pagtulong nila, ramdam mo talaga yung genuine concern and support nila. Hindi na sila yung agency na basta makakuha ng pera or makapagpasa lang or ma-check lang ng document. Sila mag-check ng document. Makulit sila, matay sila. They see to it that everything is in order before they launch the visa application. So, alam mo, hindi lang yung feeling ng, may trust ka, pero feeling mo rin panatag ka sa application kasi alam mo na check ng maayos at talagang pinaglaanan ng oras yung document.
Like about Kanata is, aside from their efficient admin and communication skills, they are very supportive on a professional level, but at the same time, you can feel that personal touch. They care about you not because that's what they do, but because it's who they are. And I think that's a rare quality that you can find in a consultancy, and you can really see it in the way they work with you. Sure, I already did. I mean, why would I doing something so good, right? If you're looking for a strong support system and very excellent in admin skills, then Kanata is the right education consultancy for you. First of all, of course, I'm looking forward to the beautiful physical setup of classes. But really, and deep down in my heart, I really want to experience being immersed in Canada's culture. I believe that will stretch this freshman year and with college.
So, kumusta naman yung experience nyo with Kanata Education? Siyempre, tinulungan
Alam mo, in all honesty, sobrang laki na rin sa amin ng Kanata kasi step by step, yung pagtulong nila, ramdam mo talaga yung genuine concern and support nila. Hindi na sila yung agency na basta makakuha ng pera or makapagpasa lang or ma-check lang ng document. Siguro sila ma-check ng document. Makulit sila, matay sila. They see to it that everything is in order before they launch visa application. So alam mo, yun lang yung feeling ng, hindi lang yung feeling ng pero feeling mo rin panata ko sa application. Kasi alam mo na-check na maayos at talagang pinaglaanan ng oras yung document.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Kanata Educational Consultancy Services info session about study in Canada. Again, I am Francis, one of the education counselors here, and thank you for spending your Friday night with us. Tonight, we will be enlightened with the different programs and services offered by one of our partners in British Columbia, one of the best universities in British Columbia located in Surrey. And also tonight, we will discuss the different assistance offered by Kanata with the school application as well as the visa application. And later, we will be having a Q&A for all your inquiries. Let us get started with and welcome Miss Regine Molina, and she is the International Recruitment Field Representative of Kwantlen University. Hi, Regine.
Hello, Sir Francis.
Good evening.
Good evening. A warm welcome to everyone. So magandang gabi po sa lahat. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I hope you're all doing great despite these challenging times. So again, thank you so much, Sir Francis. I will be sharing my screen and you should be able to see it in a short while. Okay, let's get started. So again, welcome to this info session hosted by Kanata. And to all who are watching right now, Kanata is one of our trusted agents, so feel free to reach them out because tutulungan talaga nila kayo all throughout your application process. Okay. So before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Regine Molina, Field Representative of Kpu based here in the Philippines. So today I'll be presenting with you exciting opportunities on how you can study in KPU, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions right after this presentation. Okay, so in the past few years, we've witnessed how the applications increased per semester in KPU, and we are excited to accommodate more Filipino students and more Filipino communities who are aspiring to study and live in KPU. So yung nakakatuwa dito sa KPU, hindi ka mag-iisa. Maraming Filipino communities in British Columbia at yung number of Filipino students who are applying at KPU, mas nag-i-increase talaga siya per semester. Okay, now I would like to present some facts about KPU. So here at KPU, we focus on hands-on learning. We are a teaching-focused university. So every year, 20,000 students are admitted. So that's including domestic and international students. As for our programs, we offer over 140 unique programs from various disciplines. I'll go into detail of each program in the next sections of this presentation. So of course, we are also the third largest university in Metro Vancouver with over 200,000 alumni over the past few years. More importantly, I know naghahanap kayo ng designated learning institution or DLI in Canada that can help you obtain a postgraduate work permit. And yes, we are one of the DLIs and we are an accredited public university. So all our programs are eligible for a PGWP. Okay, before we proceed to the next sections of this presentation, I'd like to share with you a short video of our students for you to have an overview of what it is like to study and how fun it is at KPU. Okay. Ayan, so makikita nyo kung gaano kasaya ng KPU students at sobrang daming student activities. So sana talaga matapos na tong pandemic. So we'll get to see more of these engaging activities in the coming months. Okay, so here at KPU, we will help you develop the hands-on skills you need for the career that you want and gain relevant experience while you make valuable connections. So KPU is the only polytechnic university in Canada. But ano nga ba ibig sabihin ng polytechnic? So we highly focus on developing practical skills of students, applied learning, and hands-on experiences. We ensure that students gain the know-how skills for them to become ready for the job market right after graduation. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about location. So KPU is located in British Columbia, which is one of the top destinations of Filipinos in Canada. So alam naman natin na sobrang daming Filipino communities in BC. And here are just a few of the many reasons why. So first, it has one of the mildest climates in Canada. It is safe, multicultural, and has a laid-back lifestyle. So, you know, a multicultural country and province is a very important factor for students or immigrants because, of course, that would be your second home. That's where you're gonna start your new journey in life. So here in BC, you'll get to meet people from different nationalities, which is a very good thing because you get to learn from their perspectives. You'll get to understand various cultural differences, you'll create more friends, and you'll become open to a larger network. So Metro Vancouver is also one of the fastest growing economies in Canada that generates a lot of job opportunities for students like you. So this is a very important factor because of course we study abroad because we want to work right after graduation for ourselves and for our families. And Vancouver is also one of the highest quality of life in North America. And of course, British Columbia has magnificent oceans and mountains. As you know, Canada has always been at the forefront in protecting our environment. Okay, so yung KPU, meron kaming 5 campuses. So we have one in Richmond, we have the Civic Plaza, we have in Surrey, we have Kpu Tech and Langley. So the good thing here is that our campuses are interconnected to major transit hubs and popular routes. So we have the Intercampus Shuttle that runs between Surrey, Cloverdale, and Langley. So just to give you a brief description of each campus. So the first one is Kpu Richmond. Kpu Richmond is located just 15 minutes away from the city of Vancouver. So it's the nearest Kpu campus from Vancouver. This convenient campus is home to the internationally renowned Wilson School of Design and popular programs like acupuncture and agriculture. Moving on to Kpu Civic Plaza, ito yung pinakabago naming campus. So nag-open lang siya in 2019. And if you're looking into applying for graduate diplomas or post-baccalaureate diploma programs, dito yung campus mo. So dedicated talaga siya sa postgraduate students. Moving on to Kpu Surrey, this is often known as the main campus. So students come to Kpu Surrey to study a variety of sciences, the arts, and businesses. For Kpu Tech naman, it allows students to gain hands-on experience at the auto shop, farrier barns, and assorted trades workshop. And lastly, Kpu Langley, it's a massive campus that has a variety of unique facilities, including brewing labs, greenhouses, and music studios. Okay, now here are several pictures of the Kpu campuses. Okay, we have here the Wilson School of Design, which is one of the best schools for design in Canada. This is the Kpu Civic Plaza, which I mentioned earlier na pinakabago naming campus. It just opened in 2019 and it is dedicated for our graduate and post-baccalaureate diploma programs. So KPU is also known for sustainable agricultural farming, and we offer sustainable agricultural bachelor's degree. We want students to experience growing crops, sustainable farming, which is a testament of KPU's applied learning and hands-on teaching to students. Okay, so ito naman yung brew lab namin at KPU. So KPU offers brewery diploma. I believe we are the only one that offers this unique program in Canada. Ito naman yung main campus in Surrey, the tech campus interior, the gathering place where you can come to hang out with your friends, do your schoolworks. You're very free to do that in the gathering place. And this is our newly renovated Surrey Library. Ayan, ito naman yung labas ng main campus in Surrey. This is the beautiful Langley campus that is mostly for science and horticulture programs. This is the KPU Tech. Okay, now let's talk about the 7 faculties in KPU. So we have the academic and career advancement, the arts, business, science, health, science and horticulture, and trades and technology. Okay, the faculty of the arts. So under this faculty, you'll get to explore a range of disciplines, collaborate with other students, and enhance your skills as a critical thinker and creative problem solver. So in the Faculty of Arts, we have several unique programs such as criminology, journalism, policy studies, political science, and anthropology. We are the only one that offers the 4-year degree program in journalism in British Columbia. Okay, moving on to the Faculty of Business, which is one of the most popular faculties among Filipino students. So in this faculty, you'll get to experience the practical learning, professional connections, and extensive knowledge to succeed in your business venture. So whether you want to launch a breakthrough innovation, operate a market-leading company, or advance the future of cybersecurity, you can achieve that with this faculty. So there are around 22 majors that you can choose from in this faculty. And as I've mentioned, it's very popular to Filipino students. And it is important to note that over 10,000 job openings for accountants and financial auditors are expected to open between now and 2029. In terms of recognition, our School of Business received accreditation from the Council of Business Schools and Programs. Moving on to the Faculty of Design, you can prepare for a career in various design fields like graphic design, fashion marketing, technical apparel, product design, and many more. So we have the very famous fashion design program. Our interior design is the first one that was recognized in British Columbia. It really has a high reputation in the province. So the Wilson School of Design is the best overall fashion school in Canada. However, yung downside lang is our design programs are only open in one intake per year, which is September or the fall semester. So if you want to apply for a program in design, you'll have to wait 1 more year before you can apply to that. Okay, for the Faculty of Health, this is very relevant during these trying times. So as the health and wellness sector continues to grow and evolve, so does the need for qualified professionals. So under this faculty, unfortunately, yung famous healthcare assistant program namin, offered na lang siya at this point for domestic students. So at this point, we only offer the traditional medicine or the acupuncture program. Sorry, traditional Chinese medicine or the acupuncture program for international students. So it is a growing field in BC, and we are the only university in British Columbia that offers this program. So yeah, the healthcare assistant program is really famous. But then beginning this year, we decided to offer it primarily for domestic students. Okay, for the Faculty of Science and Horticulture, under this faculty, you'll get to study the latest discoveries and theories while you gain hands-on experience in the lab or the field. So we offer mathematics, physics, and we usually make them more practical for students. So we also have the Environmental Protection Technology program. So as you know, as I've mentioned earlier, Canada is one of the leading countries that promote environmental preservation, climate change management, and so jobs in this field are really growing. Okay, so for the Faculty of Trades and Technology, you'll get the specialized training, experience, and foundational knowledge to put your talents to work in the trades or related industries. So we have mechatronics, advanced manufacturing technology, and the first-year engineering transfer program. Okay, this is the part where students become more curious about. So if you already have a bachelor's degree in the Philippines and you're looking into study opportunities to upgrade and advance your career, you can apply for our post-baccalaureate and graduate diploma programs. So here are your options. Under the post-baccalaureate programs, we have accounting, operations and supply chain management, technical management and services, and human resources management. So under the Faculty of Design, we have technical apparel design. For our graduate diplomas, we offer programs such as global business management and the green business management and sustainability, which are also famous to international students such as Filipino students. These graduate diplomas are not yet equivalent to an MBA, but it is one step closer for you to obtain your master's degree because this is a ladderized program, and I'll discuss more of that later in the latter part of this presentation. So most students would ask, ano nga ba yung pagkakaiba ng post-baccalaureate diplomas from the graduate diplomas? So post-baccalaureate diplomas are more hands-on. They are professional credential focused, while graduate diplomas requires a lot more work. And yes, it is laddered into a master's program. Okay, so 80% of KPU's undergraduate credential programs offer work-integrated learning opportunities. So as I've mentioned, as a Polytechnic University, we're dedicated to ensuring you to get a wealth of hands-on experience that enhances your education. So at KPU, we usually teach soft skills that future employers in Canada are looking for in a fresh graduate. So this helps students to become more highly employable, and they usually earn that edge compared to other graduates na meron lang limited technical skills. So basically, I would say hindi lang to basta about the degree. It's not just about the credential, the diploma, but it's also about the experience and the actual skills that you need to possess in order to become fit to the job that you are applying for. And we at KPU, we are committed to that goal for our students. We want them to become career ready, even if they are still in the university. So we want them to generate the skills, the talents that they will be needing when they get employed in a real work setting. Okay, for our teaching and learning approach, compared to other universities, our class sizes are really small. So yung ibang university siguro meron silang mga large class with over 100 students in one classroom. But in KPU, it's different. We only allow a maximum of 35 students per class. So it allows students to engage fully in the discussions and better connect with their classmates and instructors. Okay, I'll just talk a little bit of this one. So for the academic levels, we offer a wide range of programs at KPU, and they fall into one of the following levels. So these are preparatory, undergraduate, graduate, and vocational. Within these levels, a program may be open or limited intake. So ano nga ba yung open and limited intake program? So it's quite self-explanatory. So for open intake programs, we have more seats available for students. For limited intake programs, of course, we have a maximum seat capacity per program per intake. For the preparatory program, these are usually below the bachelor's degree level. The undergraduate program, this is post-secondary education at the university or college level. For the graduate program, it refers to the post-secondary programs above the bachelor's degree level. And the vocational programs, these are programs that combine skills and knowledge specific to a particular industry or related fields. Okay, most students are also curious and they usually ask, meron bang master's degree or master's program ang KPU? Unfortunately, we don't at this moment, but we do have a pathway for you to earn your master's degree, which is in complement with our graduate diploma programs. So if you will remember, we have two graduate diploma programs. We have the Global Business Management and the Green Business Management and Sustainability. So if you take either one of those programs, you actually have the option to ladder into a master's degree. So ano nga ba yung kailangan kong gawin? Ano yung additional requirements? After obtaining your graduate diploma at KPU, you'll just have to take 5 additional courses. So that's about 15 additional credits that you can take online, on campus, or partially online. So hindi mo kailangan pumunta ng Switzerland just to obtain your master's degree from Switzerland, from Sumas. So what I'm talking about is the Kpu Sumas Partnership. Sumas is a business school in Switzerland. It helps our graduate students to earn dual credentials. So what do we call dual credentials? First, you'll obtain a graduate diploma from KPU, and second, you'll obtain your master's degree from Sumas. It's actually faster and cheaper. So if the tuition fee for our graduate diploma is more or less 27,000 Canadian dollars, this ladderized program into a master's degree costs around 35,000 Canadian dollars. So it's still cheap for a master's degree program. Although it's not mandatory, it really depends on your choice and preference if you would want to upgrade into a master's degree. Ayan, let's talk about the costs. Here is the estimated costs for the first year. If you're looking into applying for a bachelor's degree, you can expect a little higher than this. So this computation is intended for the post-baccalaureate and graduate diploma programs. So for the first year, you can expect to pay between 13,000 Canadian dollars to 22,000 Canadian dollars for a full-time course load of 9 to 15 credits per semester. So for you to be considered as a full-time student, you'll need to take 9 credits at the minimum, and the maximum would be 15 credits per semester. However, you can still expect that KPU has the most affordable tuition fee rates compared to other universities in Metro Vancouver. So you can also budget about 1,500 Canadian dollars for the learning materials. So ano nga ba tong learning materials na to? It includes course materials, school supplies, and other course-related fees. However, it's important to note that a lot of our programs do not require you to buy textbooks. For the living costs, of course, it will really depend, especially when you're living with a family member, relative, or a friend. So it also depends on your lifestyle. But the estimated cost for the first year would be 15,000 Canadian dollars. Ano bang inclusion nito? It includes housing, utilities, food, health insurance, transportation, and other personal expenses. So this is just an estimated cost. It will really depend on your personal expenses. And also, if you would want to check how much would be the estimated tuition fee for the preferred program, you can check this out. It's kpu.ca/tuition estimator. Okay, the Kpu Student Life. Here you'll see happy faces from our Kpu students who are very active in student engagements and activities. These were taken before the pandemic, and we hope that we'll gradually see more of these happy faces this fall. Because this fall, we will be holding both on campus and online classes. So what can you do at KPU outside your studies? First, you can do volunteer work. We also employ students. So for example, we have the peer mentorship program. So you can sign up for that. You can also join the Kwantlen Student Association. You can stay active with sports and recreation, and you can discover a lot of student clubs and societies. Okay, the most important part of this presentation. Now I'll be sharing with you briefly the admission requirements. Okay, for an undergraduate program, this includes the bachelor's degree, diploma program, certificate program, and the associate's degree. So the requirements include successful completion of grade 12, if you graduated from the K-12 system, or if not, and you're a graduate of the old system, which is fourth year high school, you should have additional 24 undergraduate credits or the first year in college. And then for the graduate program, this includes the graduate diploma and post-baccalaureate diploma programs. Requirements include a bachelor's degree and other requirements specified in the program page. So for the graduate diplomas and post-baccalaureate diplomas, since it's a higher level, it's a higher academic level, you'll have to check the program page if there are additional requirements. Because for example, for global business management, you are required to submit a statement of intent. So it's important that you also check the program page so you'll get up to date with the current requirements or additional requirements for that program. And then, aside from those credentials, you'll need to submit an English test result for both undergraduate and graduate diplomas. It can be Ielts, TOEFL, or temporarily Duolingo. So for KPU, we accept Duolingo until May next year. Ito yung usually tinatanong din ng Filipino students. Tumatanggap po ba kayo ng certification of English as a medium of instruction? Unfortunately, KPU doesn't accept that. Why? Because the Philippines is not yet considered as an English-speaking country. So you can either submit an IELTS result, TOEFL, or the Duolingo. Now, when you're ready to apply, ano nga ba yung steps na kailangan mong sundin? Okay, first you'll have to submit your application online through the website. So it would be kpu.ca/apply. And the application fee is 120 Canadian dollars. So if any one of you are interested, we can waive your application fee of 120 Canadian dollars. On average, you will receive your next steps letter from KPU 2 to 3 days after you submit your online application. So that's the average processing time for the next steps letter. Ano nga ba yung laman nitong next steps letter na to? So it will tell you how to access your KPU account. It will give you the list of requirements that you need to submit to KPU to make your admission official. Next, you have to submit the complete documents. Upon submission of all documents, the processing time normally takes 4 to 6 weeks. So it will largely depend on how fast you submit your applications. So we usually advise our students to apply ahead of time, lalo na when you're applying for the graduate diplomas or the post-baccalaureate diplomas, because seats really fill up very quickly. And then, if qualified, that's the time that you will receive an admission package from KPU. And when you accept our offer, you'll need to pay the confirmation deposit of 2,000 to 2,500 Canadian dollars. So it varies per program. For the last step, it will be you'll have to receive your letter of acceptance or the LOA, register for courses, and get ready for your arrival at KPU. Okay. So here is the official Facebook page of KPU Philippines. You can check this out. You can like and follow this Facebook page so you'll get the latest updates about KPU. It's www.facebook.com/kpu.ph. And in closing, for application-related inquiries, feel free to email me at regine.molina@kpu.ca. So I believe that's it for my presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and we will now open the floor for your questions. Thank you.
Right. Thanks, Regine. For the Q&A, we will do this later after the presentation of representative from Kanata. Don't worry, Ms. Regine will be available later for the Q&A. Okay, for our final speaker for tonight, she is the face of Kanata Education, and she has a YouTube channel that gives helpful information about details for aspiring students who wants to go to Canada as an international student. Let us all welcome Miss Catherine May. Hi, Kat.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Hi, Sir Francis. Hi, Miss
Kat.
Regine. All right. Okay. So thank you guys for joining us tonight on a Friday evening. And I hope you had your dinner already and you're sitting back, relaxed, and hopefully you will enjoy all the presentations and you will be encouraged to apply at Kwantlen Polytechnic University. Now, I will be sharing my screen about Kanata Education. What can you expect from us and the services that we will be offering to you. Okay, so once again, welcome to Study in Canada webinar with Kanata Education. So let me show you what are the benefits of an international student in Canada. So first of all, there are certain rules and regulations a student follows when you go to Canada. First is you have to be always enrolled at a designated learning institution. So Kwantlen is one of the institutions under the designated learning institution list, and you must be making progress towards completing your program. You have to respect the conditions of your student permit, and you should stop studying if you do not meet the requirements, and you have to leave Canada when your permit expires. So one of the best thing about being an international student is that you can work while you study. So you can have a part-time jobs. Apart from your on-campus jobs, you can apply off-campus, and also if your program has a co-op. So on-campus jobs are dependent if there are availability on campus. Of course, you don't need to have a work permit, but you must be a full-time student and you should have a valid student permit. Now, off-campus jobs, these are the jobs available in the restaurant or coffee shops, just as long as it's outside the campus. So you can start working off campus when you have started studying. So you must be enrolled and your classes should have started already. You also don't need a work permit. You only need to have a valid student permit. Okay, and then the last one is the co-op, which is usually incorporated with a program, and it's the same as an internship. So it could be paid or not paid. Another benefit, so while working, you can work 20 hours per week during your school semester and 40 hours per week during your semestral breaks or holiday breaks. So another benefit of an international student is that you can stay in Canada after your program, or this is what they call the postgraduate work permit. Now, if your program is less than 8 months, you're not eligible for postgraduate work permit since you do not need a student permit in Canada. But if your program is 1 year, you can get a 1-year postgraduate work permit. And if it's a 2-year program, you'll have a 3 years postgraduate work permit. Now, if you are a student with a family member, you can bring your dependents with you in Canada. So family members are considered your spouse or your common law partner, and of course, your children. So if you're 18 years old and above and you're single and you don't have your own family yet, your parents, your grandparents, titos and titas, and your cousins are not considered as dependents. So if you're single, you don't have a dependent. Okay. So yeah, once again, we are Kanata Education. We don't collect processing fees. We only collect a 10,000 pesos security deposit, which you will use later on for your visa application and biometrics fees. So we provide free assessment for program and school recommendation, unlimited consultation, and assistance all throughout your journey to become an international student. So you have seen earlier the application process with KPU. You don't have to worry about that. All you have to do is submit these documents and we will assist you with the application. Okay, so here are the documents required for the initial application. You need a valid passport, of course, or academic transcripts, your updated CVs, and Ielts results, or Duolingo or PTE, and your diploma, and updated CV. So what is the process of becoming an international student in Canada? So first is you have to consult with your counselor. So during this stage, you will be assessed and advised what is the right program that you should take in KPU. So usually we'll ask you what is your work background and your education background. After we have finalized the program and the school or the intake which you will apply, you will then gather and submit the required documents, and we will submit it to KPU. We'll wait for the letter of acceptance or offer letter, and you will confirm your slot by paying the tuition fee or the deposit. Once you have secured your slot, you will start to gather all the required documents for your visa application. So Kanata Education or your counselors will be there to help you and assist you with all the requirements and give you a guideline and a comprehensive list of documents. Now, there are two types of visa application. The first one is a regular stream, or the most preferred option of visa application of the students. So pre-pandemic or before this COVID thing happened, the application assessment runs between 6 to 8 weeks. So I think at the moment, the application assessment runs between 8 to 13 weeks. So if you are applying for January 2022, they are still open. We are also still open to accept you. However, the deadline for visa application lodging will be on September. If you have all the documents ready with you, then we can start your application and process it already. So in regular stream, you are required to provide a proof of acceptance from your school and provide a proof of identity and financial support. So here in the regular stream, you will be required to have a sponsor in the form of like a third-party sponsor, either your relatives or your family. So your sponsor is not required to be in Canada. They can be anywhere around the world, just as long as they have access to their bank accounts and they have the required show money in their account. So how much is the show money? For a student, it's 1 year tuition fee and 1 year living cost. Now we'll take the average tuition fee at KPU, or the lowest one, which is around 13,000 Canadian dollars, plus 10,000 Canadian dollars for your living cost for 1 year. So that is 23,000 Canadian dollars. So that is the required show money that must be in your sponsor's bank account. Now, if you want to know more about self-sponsorship or the guidelines for having a sponsor, you can go to my YouTube channel and watch the explanation over there. Or when we will have our one-on-one assessment, I can explain it to you. Our counselors will explain it to you what is the guideline for having a sponsor and how much is the required show money, especially when you are bringing your dependents with you. Aside from that, you are required to pay a 1-semester tuition fee and a letter of explanation. So during this letter of explanation, we will send you a guideline how to write your study plan or statement of purpose, and we will help you write your study plan. So that is part of our services. So once again, regular stream, you will be required to have a proof of acceptance, a proof of identity, a proof of financial support, and a letter of explanation. Now, there is another type of visa application, which is the Study Direct Stream, which is a very straightforward and hassle-free type of application. So processing time usually runs between 4 to 6 weeks, and you are required to submit an Ielts with a minimum band of 6. General or academic is acceptable, and you are required to purchase a guaranteed investment certificate worth 10,000 Canadian dollars and pay 1 year tuition fee, and of course the letter of explanation. So basically, you don't need a sponsor here. You are advancing all your costs and expenses in Canada by paying or securing your 1 year tuition fee and the payment of guaranteed investment certificate or purchasing of the guaranteed investment certificate, which will serve as your monthly allowance. So once you have this guaranteed investment certificate, it will be sent to you to your bank account on a monthly basis, which you will use as your living allowance during the duration of your program. So if you purchase a 10,000 Canadian dollars, that will be good for 1 year. Okay, so once again, for Study Direct Stream, you are required to submit an IELTS score with a minimum band of 6, purchase of guaranteed investment certificate worth 10,000 Canadian dollars, a payment of 1 year tuition fee, and a letter of letter of explanation writing. So everyone who is joining us today, I'm sorry, I didn't change this. Your application fee and coffee is on us, and just submit all the documents, and we will be giving you the gift certificates and assist you all throughout your student application journey to Canada. Now, there are still some students who are asking whether they will proceed with their application during this time of pandemic or COVID. So right now, almost all schools are gearing towards actually face-to-face. There's some of the programs are still online, so you can start your classes at the comfort of your home. You will have a lower cost of living, no part-time jobs necessary, and you still qualify for PGWP until December of this year. All right, so that's it for my presentation. You can follow us all through our social media pages, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You will learn more about becoming an international student in Canada. So now we'll proceed with the question and answer portion.
All right. Thank you, Kat. Again, you can turn on your mic and your video if you want to ask question, or you can also type in your question on the chat box.
Yes, please. You can type in your questions on the chat box, and I'll start. One of the question right here that I have is Ms. Regine. Okay, is there any eligibility requirement for the program Global Business Management? Is that correct?
Yes, Global Business Management. So the admission requirements for Global Business Management would be a bachelor's degree, also an English proficiency examination at either IELTS, Duolingo, or TOEFL. Also, it will require you to submit a statement of intent.
Okay.
And
for this statement of intent, and you also mentioned that they will need a reference letters. Is there any guideline or any required a specific statement from this references to mention in those letters?
For that, wala naman pong required, and there's no template for that. So siguro yung template lang na nire-require namin is that kailangan merong company head yung letter of the referee. If he's a professor, it should be indicated in a university letterhead.
So there is no limit on who can provide this reference letters, as long as they are not family or friend?
Yes, there's no limit on that.
Oh, right. Okay. Sir Francis, do you have any question from your side?
Okay, one attendee here is curious about the low units per semester in KPU. How many days or hours in a week does the student spend in school? They have time ba for their part-time job if they study in KPU?
Okay, so if a student takes 9 credits per semester, that's equivalent to 9 hours per week. So if you take 15 credits per semester, equivalent to 15 hours per week.
So is it flexible? Do they have to do the scheduling themselves, or is it fixed?
Yes, they can choose their own schedule. So schedules will be made available during the registration period, which is usually 1.5 months before the start of classes. So let's say for fall semester, registration period opens around mid-July.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, considering that the number of units per semester is low in KPU, is there any chance they can fast track their program? For example, like 2-year program, magiging 1-year program na lang for them to finish and then
Yes.
work full time in Canada?
Yes, actually for post-baccalaureate diplomas, it's a 1.5 year to 2-year program, so they can fast track it. They can finish ahead of time before the 2-year duration.
Mm-hmm.
But will it affect the postgraduate work permit
No,
eligibility?
it will not affect it.
So whether you finish the program in 1 year, you still be given 3 years postgraduate work permit.
Yes.
Okay. What about the ranking of the Filipino students in KPU within the international students community? How many are the number of Filipino students?
Mhm. Okay, so as of the record, we have more than 200 Filipino students admitted per intake. So yes, per intake. So in a year, there's around more than 600, 700 Filipino students. And the number of Filipino students per semester and per year are really growing. Actually, there's a Filipino community. So it's called Kpu Pinoy on Facebook. So Filipino students who are actually admitted at KPU or those who are still waiting for their application status, they are included in that group. I think it's made by one of the KPU students who is a Pinoy. So that's the virtual group where they can interact with each other. So doon din sila nagtatanungan kung saan maganda magstay near KPU. So it's very open to all aspiring KPU students.
Okay, that's good to know. So they can already have like people who can welcome them there. So
Yes.
adjustment will be not too difficult.
Mhm.
Okay, so do you have any scholarship grants or bursaries available at the KPU?
Yes. Actually, for international students, we offer the International Tuition Award. So ano nga ba tong International Tuition Award? So it depends on the duration or length of your program. So for example, you take a 2-year program. We will give you 2,000 Canadian dollars. So that's 1,000 Canadian dollar per year. And it will not be given upfront. It will be reimbursed after successfully completing a semester. So let's say nakatapos ka ng first semester, the 500 Canadian dollars will be reimbursed to you. It will be credited to your bank or it will be given through check.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Are there any requirements for that scholarship, Miss EG? Meron ba sila kailangan i-maintain na grade or may isasubmit na silang document to get the 500 bursary per semester?
Yeah. The good thing is walang additional, let's say, grade requirement for that, maintaining grade requirement. Ang kailangan lang ng student is to accomplish the form that we will send out to them using their KPU email. They would just have to accomplish that form and of course send it back to us so we can process the International Tuition Award. So yun lang yung kailangan, that form, completely accomplished form. So that will be given by the admissions team after being admitted at KPU and after successfully registering for courses.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have a question here at the chat box. Do you still have a slot for post-baccalaureate degree for supply chain this January 2022?
Actually, operations and supply chain management is one of the most in-demand programs for Filipino students. So for January intake, to be honest, the seats are really being filled up very fast. So if I would suggest you should submit your application ahead of time. And then for other programs, it's still open. But for operations and supply chain management, it's almost full as of this moment.
So they should start sending their application. So
Yes.
for this high demand programs, guys, you can start submitting your application to us and we will assist you with your application to KPU and of course all throughout your student application journey from school application to visa application to Canada. Okay. Once again, what is the required IELTS score to be admitted?
For the IELTS, kailangan may overall band of 6.5 with a minimum band of, with a minimum 6.0 for each band.
A 6.0 for each band,
Yes.
and 6.5 overall band.
Overall band, yes.
Okay. What about for Duolingo?
Duolingo, it should be 110 and above. 110.
And above. So it's accepted. It's accepted until May 2022.
Yes, that's correct.
Do you have any healthcare programs?
Okay, for as of now, we only offer the traditional Chinese medicine or the acupuncture program. Before we actually have the healthcare assistant program, but this year we decided to offer it to domestic students lang muna. So for now, we only have the acupuncture program. But for the bachelor's degree, we have related programs such as biology, health sciences, physics, and other related sciences.
Regine, given that the Kwantlen Polytechnic University is a polytechnic school, and all of their programs actually merong co-op.
Yes.
And paid ba yung co-op nila or requirement lang talaga for student to finish the program?
Yes, it's a paid program, so students can actually work full-time during their study breaks. And for the co-op program, they can enroll to the co-op program after the first semester. So kailangan muna nila matapos yung first semester at KPU, and that's the time they can work full-time under the co-op program.
What about the incorporated co-op subjects or yung kasama dun sa program or dun
Yes.
sa course?
There are additional co-op requirements under each program, and it is advisable for students to check the program page so they'll get to see the list of requirements under that co-op.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. All right. Do you still have any more questions on your side, Sir Francis?
Wala na, Miss Catherine.
All right. I think that's all we have for tonight. And guys, once again, Kanata Education doesn't collect processing fees. We only collect the security deposit of 10,000 pesos. If you have any further questions about Kwantlen Polytechnic University, you can always contact us or contact Ms. Regine. She has posted the link earlier. And then if you have other inquiries, you can also contact our Facebook page. And to book an assessment, you can click the link on our Facebook page as well. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us tonight. And I hope we will talk to you soon and see you soon on our face-to-face events if we will have it. Thank you, Ms. Regine. Have a good night and have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Kanata. Thank you, Sir Francis and Miss Catherine.
Bye.
Bye.